What's going on, y'all? It is Friday, January 13th, and we are back in the shop. Me and Pops. And I'll tell you right now, this man's been busy today. I got down here just a little bit ago. I just got in from work, and it is warm in the shop. He's got a fire built in the heater, and it's comfortable in here. It's pretty warm. Felt of the chassis. It's not cool. It's actually kind of warm, so he's been sanding. He's done got from about right here on this halo all the way back sanded with that 320 sandpaper. He had all that done before I got here, so he went and got him a haircut today. He's been on it today. So he's been wide open apparently. Well, y'all stick with us. We're gonna I'm gonna set the camera up or phone up, whatever you wanna call it, and we're gonna video doing some sanding. We're gonna get everything sanded, smoothed up, cleaned up. Pops even washed all of our red rags because they were leaving a red lint on the chassis when we were wiping. So he washed all those and dried them today and said about stopped his dryer plumb up. But we're gonna sand and get this sanded down a little bit. It's real smooth. I mean, it's slick, but we're just gonna sand it a little bit and give that black something to grab onto. And we're thinking about just going ahead and spraying black the way it sits right now with it up, because we can get a lot of it covered the way it's sitting right now, and whatever we don't get covered, we can just flip it up on its side a little bit and then spray the bottom, and we won't have to roll it completely over on top of the halo. So y'all hang out with us. We're gonna do some cleaning, some sanding. We're gonna do some painting. So y'all hang out with us, and we hope y'all enjoy. All right, y'all, so y'all seen we were sanding, wiping, cleaning, and I will say from here up, that joker is slick right now. And we went ahead and sanded these top bars and all down in here. The frame rails we're not really worried about, but we got her all cleaned up. I did get some hardener today, and I did grab my respirator from work for those that were worried about me not wearing the proper PPE. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it is warm in here and I'm about to sweat. That fire back there is really hot right now. We're gonna open the doors a little bit when we go to paint, that way all them fumes just ain't hanging out in here with that open flame back there. But y'all hang out. We're fixing to mix up some paint in a minute. We're gonna throw some paper underneath this thing so it don't stir up any dust when we're spraying. And we're gonna get to painting this joker. We look forward to seeing this thing in black. I think that satin black is going to look really good. And we're going to give it a shot, see if we can't lay some black on it. Y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all. We got a little tack coat on there. I wasn't trying to lay it too thick, so I was just kind of bouncing around to where I could get at least paint on majority of it. We're gonna let this tack up, let it sit here for a little bit, get pretty good and tacky before we put any more paint on it. It's laying down good. This is my first time using a HVLP gun, so maybe it'll look good. Maybe it'll turn out good. It'll look good. Parts of it that already kind of started drying a little bit look pretty good. That satin black, I think it's going to look real good. To be honest with y'all, my biggest worry was dripping sweat in it. Because right now I am sweating. So Y'all hang tight. We're going to let this tack up. We're going to start laying some more paint to it. What we plan to do tonight is get all this top sprayed, everything we can see from the top. We'll let this sit overnight and cure. And tomorrow, we'll see how hard it is. If it's not hard enough tomorrow, it's supposed to be warmer Sunday. So we'll just keep letting this sit here and we'll keep it warm in here. And Sunday's supposed to be up in the 50s and sunny. So if it's hardened up by Sunday, then we can get it flipped up on its side and spray the rest. But I did have hardener in the paint, so in that acetone, mixing with that acetone, it should help it fire off pretty quick. So y'all hang on. We're going to get some more paint on this jewel right here. All right, y'all. That's 2 coats. I know y'all probably gonna see some gray areas like right on that frame rail and on the inside of a lot of these bars. I didn't want to get greedy. I was afraid I'd get greedy, afraid I'd try to put too much paint on it and have a bunch of runs. So I didn't want to get greedy. So I'm showing some self-control. So Pops is getting the fire stoked up right now. It's still warm in here right now. I promise you, I am still sweating. But we're gonna get a fire built in here, and that way this can sit up and harden and dry good. I'll probably come back down here in a little bit and look at it after it's dried up. It looks real glossy right now, but that's just because I laid some paint to it then. So it'll start drying up and it'll become satin. And I think it's gonna look good. I think it'll turn out good. I'm pretty pleased with it so far. And maybe it'll look slick. What me and Pops were talking about, what we were thinking about doing, is we're gonna roll this up on its side and paint the bottom. That way we don't have to roll it over on its top and scratch a bunch of stuff. We're not worried about the frame rail hitting the ground. So if that frame rail hits the ground, we can touch that up. That ain't no big deal. They make rattle can satin black. But we want all this up here to look good. So what we're thinking about is rolling it up, putting 2 coats of paint on the bottom like I did the top right now. Lay it back down once that is dry and hard. And then we may throw a 3rd coat on all this up here, all this top stuff. But we like it. You like it?
I like it.
He was out back.
Black now.
He was out back in the fresh air watching me. So
Yeah.
we'll get it flipped up and get everything painted underneath. But I'll probably come back down here in a little bit and shoot a little more video on part 1 of spray painting this joker right here. And I'll be honest with you, my first time using an HVLP gun. The chassis we painted in the past, we brushed them on, or they've been rattle can, and we really wanted to step up our game a little bit. And I know this ain't powder coat, and I know this ain't a professional job, but it'll be nice to us, and that's what matters. So y'all stick with us. I'll show y'all what it looks like here in a little while when it's dry. Y'all hang tight. All right, y'all. Me and Pops came back down to the shop, got us a bite to eat, and we decided to let the fire do its thing and keep it warm in here. And as y'all can see, it's starting to get satin now. Some parts were still pretty glossy because they were still wet, but y'all can see that it's getting more of that satin finish now. It looks pretty good. We're pretty happy with it. We'll get her flipped up and maybe rolled up on its side tomorrow and get the bottom painted and everything we can paint under the bottom. Like I said, we'll get everything covered good with 2 coats like we did the top. Once that dries, maybe Sunday, it's supposed to be a little bit warmer, and that'll be good and hardened up and dry where we can lay it down again to where it is right now. And then we know we're going to have some overspray from painting the bottom. So we're going to throw a 3rd coat on everything from here up. That way all this will look good and be slick. She's pretty slick right now. We're pretty happy with it. So there's the chassis satin black. All right, y'all. So that's probably gonna be part one of the chassis painting. Me and Pop's about to call it a night. It's about 8:40 right now, 8:35, 8:40. We're gonna let this paint dry the rest of the night. We got some big sticks in the heater back here. We're gonna let it burn for a while and let this paint harden on up. Appreciate y'all watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Appreciate watching. God bless.
See y'all next time.